the Canik TTI Comat. Let's check it out. Today we're going to take a look at the Canik TTI Comat. This is from Taran Butler, who is of Taran Tactical. Really made mainstream because of the John Wick movies. Did a lot of training with Keanu Reeves and is a master trainer for a lot of Hollywood celebrities. Some say that he is one of the best shooters in the world. But he also does custom gun work. So Canik and Taran Tactical have collaborated with the TTI Comat. And a big thank you to Canik for sending the TTI Comat for this review. All right guys, the TTI Comat from Canik, collaboration between Taran Tactical and Canik. Honestly, Canik has really stepped up to the plate over the past few years. And it's really great to see Taran Tactical getting behind the Canik line. And one of the big things about Canik is they are very responsive to shooters, guys. They have completely improved over and over, and we're seeing some really excellent firearms coming out of Canik. Now, Canik is made in Turkey, but currently they're building a facility in West Palm Beach, Florida, to have guns that are made right here in the U.S. Let's go ahead and make sure the gun's unloaded. We have an 18+1 magazine. Check the chamber, and it's empty. You also get a second magazine with the Taran Tactical 4-round extension. So we have a 22-round magazine and an 18-round magazine that come with the gun. Also, standard Canik magazines will work in this model as well. So a lot of options if you already own a Canik. Of course, one of the big things that we're going to see is how it compares to some of the standard Caniks. This is the Mété. This is probably my favorite other than the Rival as far as full-size guns. This is just a very simple but incredible shooting handgun. But I think that the Taran Tactical version really steps this up. One of the big things with the new Taran Tactical is the texturing on the grips. It's very aggressive, and we have it at the front. And then here at the back strap. And you have multiple back straps, which is common for Canik to add a lot of accessories. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. The texture surface on the grip has small little pyramids. They're random, but they're very definite. And it's going to give you a lot of solid texturing without wearing down quickly. We have our area here we can get in with our thumb and our shooting finger, which just makes that smooth, makes it really easy to transition. Of course, we have undercuts. You have another double undercut. Here at the front, we have some serrations, 3-slot Picatinny rail, and we have this small little memory pad. So when I'm putting my thumb right there, I feel that little area, and then on the other side, it gives me a finger rest after I'm finished shooting, and I put my finger out of the trigger guard. Now, the accents match the slide, and the slide is really where the TTI kind of shines. But right here with the slide stop, I mean, look at that texturing on there. I mean, those serrations, they're deep, easy to get to. Has a extended mag release, so it just kind of pops out, and of course you can switch that to the other side. And we have a mag well, and this is just, excellent for getting those mags. I mean, you can come in at almost any angle. Two, you've got the bevel on your magazine, so that helps, and there is a bevel inside the mag well if you want to take this off. but makes it really fast to be able to grab mags and put them in. Now the slide and barrel are where things kind of go differently for your Canik, even though Canik says that the frame has been modified too as well. Now it has a Cerakote finish. It's black nitrited underneath, but it's a bronze color. I think it's really beautiful. It really matches well with the black accents. The serrations are deep, they're aggressive. I mean, it's just easy to grab, and they continue on to the optics plate or cover plate. And then we have serrations here at the front. Again, they're very deep, great for press checks, and they come all the way up to the top of the slide. When it comes to the serrations, you'll notice that there's in the shadows a little bit of a gray color and then the bronze. And this is really more of a bronze color. But even with the slide stop, I mean, it gives you that kind of a depth to it. I really like that. We have relief cuts and ports all along both sides and on top. Now here at the front we have a compensator, and it is ported with the barrel, so it's going to give you true compensation. It's going to keep the muzzle down, and of course it is a proprietary system where it is a quick detach. This is not threaded. Now there are some states that you can't have a threaded barrel, and so this kind of bypasses that. Instead, you have that quick release. And you can see it's solid. We have fiber optic front sight, which this is one thing that Taran Tactical said, was if you are shooting competitively, having a fiber optic sight is mandatory. It is the fastest way to shoot. And then we have a blacked out rear sight, which makes that a nice contrast, and it is serrated. Of course, here at the back, we have serrations on the cover plate, and of course we have our cocked striker indicator, so when we pull the trigger it disappears. That does not mean that the chamber is unloaded or loaded. And then right here is the loaded chamber indicator, and when it's popped up you'll know there's a round in the chamber. I like the black accents of some of the parts. It really sets this apart considering you have the black frame. I mean, it really is a very striking handgun. And it is optics ready. And this version came with their Canik M3 sight. Guys, here we have it installed. It's the M03. It has a 6 MOA dot. The sights actually are visible at the bottom of your lens. And these aren't suppressor height sights, but a nice sight picture, very well made. And one thing I love is they've retained the rear sight. Once you install it, it has a metal plate. But the support around the sight is impressive, which Canik kind of does this with all their different guns. Now you do have a rubber boot. We also have 2 tools, and this one in particular is pretty impressive because here for your battery cap, instead of trying to get a quarter down there, I mean, this gives you the tool to be able to turn this and to change your batteries out. But also you can change out the comp with this front tool. And then we have an additional tool to be able to install, even with a screwdriver, different torques. We have different plate options, and we have this small little miniature Canik, which is a toolkit. And then we have the driver here on the end. I mean, honestly, I would go out and buy these tools. I mean, these are really cool. It's a flat face aluminum trigger, but look at this pad. Checkered very beautifully. It's wide. It's going to give you a lot of surface on your finger. I mean, that is just a beautiful touch. And guys, really to compare it to the Mete, these are aggressive panels, and it has more of just a softer feel to it. And then we have the pyramid shapes at the back. With the TTI, a lot more aggressive, gives you a good, solid, confident feel. Of course, the rest of the slide, I think this has actually a little bit more resistance than the original. You can see the slide stops are totally different. I mean, we have a lot of aggressive texturing. And of course the slide, very shallow compared to the TTI, but these are very aggressive. Now this at the front is more abbreviated. But again, I mean, these are very grippable. And the slide is actually just a touch longer on the Mete, which makes the TTI really come out about 1/4 of an inch longer than the standard size Mete. So even with the compensator, you've got a reduced length, but yet you still have a 5-inch barrel. And that fiber optic sight is sweet. And of course your cover plate, definitely with the TTI, it's a big upgrade. Flat face trigger on the TTI Comat, on the Mete. It is a little bit curved, but this is still an excellent trigger. One of the things about Canik, guys, is that they are making some of the best striker fire triggers on the market, and they have been doing that for a while. This is their flat face trigger. The trigger is a Taran Tactical design, and so here we depress and we go straight to a 90-degree angle. And then from there we have a really nice break. And again, guys, that is so typical for Canik. For reset, I mean, just barely, and it pushes it out. That is a beautiful trigger. Trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge. 3 pounds, 6.4 ounces. 3 pounds, 10 ounces. Canik states that it's 3.5 pounds, so that's really right in there. Weight on the TTI Comat, 29.4 ounces. Big thank you to Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA, one of the biggest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And I left my Lula loader. I hate that because I love my Mag Lula, but we can get it done. Well, guys, I've been pretty excited about this one with Taran Butler's name behind it. I felt really confident that this is going to take it a step above, and honestly it does. Of course, the trigger is just incredible, and that's really one of the big stories here. A flat face, very nice short take up, crisp break, great reset, and that little pad at the front really makes a difference. But also the compensator. That makes this gun shoot super soft, super flat, and man, when you're looking at that fiber optic, it doesn't move. I mean, it stays right on target as you're firing, and then the black outline in the back. Grip, the stippling is excellent. I love the mag well. I mean, it doesn't matter how you put it in, it's going in. I mean, it just makes this a great gun as a tool, but yet it's absolutely beautiful. Again, guys, if you can watch it, I mean, it's just no movement whatsoever. It stays right there. And then again, that grip allows you to get that firmness when you're holding it. I mean, I've been a big fan of Caniks, mainly because the quality is top-notch, but the price has always come in very reasonable. And same thing with this. I mean, the price on this, considering it's a Taran Tactical, is excellent. I'm not really big on bling with firearms, but that burnt bronze, it just really sets this off with that black. I'll tell you guys, I could shoot this thing all day long. I have to admit, I almost dressed up like John Wick because I feel like John Wick. Not even close. All right, for disassembly, we're going to drop our magazine, check the chamber to make sure the gun's unloaded, point the gun in a safe direction, pull the trigger. Next, take your slide, pull it back just a little bit, pull down on your takedown tabs, push it just a little forward, and then lift it up. And so that just, instead of coming all the way off, it just fits into channels into your slide. And then we have our recoil spring. Man, that is one more recoil spring. And all metal with a flat recoil spring system. Now, to take out your barrel, we're going to need to take out our compensator. So you'll want your barrel out, take your thumb, put it on the bottom of the suppressor, depress, and then just turn it. And it comes right off. Here we have our quick detach system. There are some cams that it goes into, and it fits, and then that bar just locks it in. Very simple, quick detach, easy to do. Then we just pull our barrel out. And another look at the barrel, we do have some relief cuts on the side, and then we have that spiral fluting, and then you have your port here at the end. And that is field strip. Beautiful job inside. We have a lot of lightening areas, relief areas, and pockets that they've relieved as much weight from the slide as you can. The fit and finish is just well done, which is typical for Canik. And you see that black nitriding inside. So the Cerakote's over a black nitride finish. Then here with the frame, very well done. One of the things they do is a nickel boron type finish on all the parts, and that's one of the reasons why the trigger is so slick. But your typical polymer striker fire type system, we have our slide rails here and here. Now guys, for reassembly, we're going to drop in our barrel. And then we need to go ahead and attach our comp while we have this slide off. So you want to take your barrel and put it out just a little bit, and then take your comp. Now, one of the things about the comp is it is proprietary. There's no other comps that are going to fit on this because of the quick detach system. So you want to kind of angle it and get it started. And you want it to seat flush with the comp. Then take and depress that lever and turn it till you see the notch, just like that. I mean, that is how simple that is. And that mates perfectly with the slide. I mean, the fit just right up to it. The bevels on the slide fit the channels that are inside the comp. Very well done. Next, we'll take our recoil spring and guide rod, install it, and then again, we're not going to go all the way across. We go about halfway, drop it down right in front of the slide rails, and then just bring it back. That's it. Very simple and easy, even with the comp. Comes in this box with TTI Comat. Man, this thing is stout. Great grip, lockable. Here we have the cover, and we have all of our paperwork right here. And this is very detailed. Guys, Canik is huge about adding extra accessories. You can take this gun right out of the box, and it is ready to shoot. Again, you have your 24-round magazine. We have optics plates or adapter plates, also a riser here. You have your back straps. And we have the Canik MO3. I'm not sure that that comes with all the models, but this is just a great optic. It has a cover over it as well. Here we have a miniature Canik, which is a toolkit. And we open up the end and you've got all the tools you need, and you have your driver at the end. And this is really cool from Canik. Also your lock. Next, we have another layer. Here we have our holster. This, though, is really cool, and this gets it back to John Wick with the golden coin. I mean, guys, this is just a cool addition just in itself. We have a mag loader. We have another tool, and this could be used to take off your comp, bore brush, and rod. 2 extra tools, and this comes with your sight. And then we have a reduced power recoil spring. I mean, this thing is outfitted and ready to go. Now for the price, and with Taran Tactical stamp on this Canik, you know, you're expecting to have a really high price. At least I am. I was really surprised that this is coming in MSRP at $949. Of course, once you get it out in the market, a lot of times the price is less. But because this is a Taran Tactical model, these will probably be in very high demand. In fact, we were at the PSA gathering last weekend, and they were showcasing the TTI Comat. And the lines to shoot the TTI Comat were longer than anyone else. So I think this is going to be a very popular option. And to be honest with you, for well under $1,000, it should be. Because if you send anything to Taran Tactical, it's going to cost you over $1,000 using your own gun. So Taran Tactical is world known for making some of the best competition handguns in the country. And I think that with his stamp on this, I think it just really ups the game. As far as pros and cons, it's a Taran Tactical collaboration, guys, and he has gone through it and added his stamp of approval. That speaks a lot. The comp on the front, make it super flat shooting. The aggressive texturing is really excellent. Again, you just quick detach, easy to take on and off. Aggressive stippling, magwell, I mean, more back straps. Of course, all the accessories that come with this is a little bit mind-boggling. With the slide cuts and the ported barrel, which a lot of times you have comps that fit on the end of a threaded barrel, but they're not ported. So this is truly a compensator. And we have your fiber optic sights, blacked out rear, optics ready, incredible trigger. What are the cons? I'll be honest with you guys, there aren't any cons. Not to me. Now that doesn't mean that this gun is for you, but really reliable, super accurate, super flat shooting, easy soft shooting, great high capacity, 18 and then again 24, and it fits all your standard Canik mags. A big win for Canik, in my opinion, joining up with Taran Tactical. If you see something negative, you can leave it in the comments. Guys, to shoot like John Wick, you need the TTI Comat from Canik. Well, maybe a little more training as well. But this will really get you ahead with the comp, with the very aggressive grip, with that incredible trigger pull, which is known by Canik, and it's being optics ready. This is a great addition to the Canik line. And with Taran Tactical's fingerprint on this really brings this up for Canik to a whole new world. And again, a huge thank you to Canik for sending the TTI Comat for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. The Canik TTI Comat bat. This is the TTI Comat. Blah, 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 blah.
We're gonna do that again.
Because that looked really horrible. And then we're gonna push down. Here's the golden coin. Oh, dadgummit. 10-round magazine, but it also comes with a, okay, and I don't even have that. What the crap? And it's at 90 degrees. And then it's not cocked. God. There they go, just a walking down the street. I feel like I'm just blown through that. And if you want to shoot like John Wick, this is the ticket. Plus a heck of a lot of training.